Okay, quilting. The history of quilting can be traced back to the medieval times. The word quilt is linked to the Latin word meaning blobster or cushion. The historical importance of quilting was used as a source of protection from a cold environment, into a way to show self-expression. But for me, it was a way to get rid of all of my excess fabric, and it is getting quite out of hand. So, I told my brother about my quilting project, and he is a really big fan of my work and immediately wanted to have it. I said yes without realizing how good it was gonna turn out. It is so comfortable, so colorful, and I actually love it so much. So I might have to go back on my word and keep it for myself. I actually started this project about 3 months ago, but I haven't really got around to doing anything with it until now. So this video is just about me finishing off this quilting project. Okay, so this quilt is made out of lots of different types of fabric. I use fleece, denim, cotton, and a variety of other fabrics. So all I need to do is make the back of the quilt because I already sewed all the squares that made up the front, and they're 8 inches by 8 inches, and I just used a lot of spare fabric that I thought would go well together. And I had to go to the Birmingham rag market to find this fleece to cover the back of the quilt with. And I cut out about 120 if I'm not mistaken. I will double check that, but I did not end up using all of the squares because some of the colours were just really repetitive and I just didn't like how it looked, so I did cut down on the amount of squares. This is the first time I have ever quilted before, but it's not difficult at all, it's just really time consuming. But I think the best part for me was sewing on the back, as you can see here, because all you have to do is sew all the way around this gigantic square. So it's not as time consuming as cutting out all of the other smaller squares that make up the quilt. And if you're like me and you have lots of random fabric lying around the house, consider putting yourself together a quilt. And I know it's summertime right now, but this will be perfect for winter. So after I sewed all around the quilt, I cut off the corners. Cutting off the corners is so beneficial because you have nice, clean, crisp edges. And I just cut off all the excess fleece as well. It was slightly too big when I was sewing, so I was like, okay, let me just cut it off when I finish sewing everything because that'll be a lot easier. I also left an opening so we can turn this the right way round because I sew inside out, so when you turn it the right way round you don't see the stitches and it's just nice and clean and put together. And this actually took so much longer than I thought, and it was just like a lot of fabric, and I had to push out all of the corners as well just to make sure that you can actually see the sharp corners of the of the rectangle. And now I am going to top stitch everything, and this just keeps everything flat. Right now I actually don't know where my quilt is, but hopefully as I'm editing this video I would have found it so I can show you a full view of what it looks like. But yeah, that's the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.